another video. It's Rachelle Ramsey here, of course. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that share button. You know, you got to get your girl going. But today's video is geared around goal setting. And I know the video says new year, new goals, but I want to really explain what I mean by new year. For me personally, it's not the year of 2021 and now I'm setting goals just for this year. It's for this next season in my life. And a lot of times we go through life, you know, things happen in life and they go through phases, and things that happen in your life they're not limited to a specific time frame of a year. So I definitely think that goal setting is important, but we shouldn't limit ourselves to just setting new goals in the new year. So for me, this is my next season of goal setting, and I want to share with you guys some of my goals that I have for myself. Okay, so number one, my first goal is making SMART goals. Now, if you go online, you can find the SMART, what is it called? Acronym on Google. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, or some people say relevant, and time-based. So I think whatever goals that I make for myself, I have to make it very specific and give it like a deadline, so that way it's not like up in the air when things get done. And that's something that I've struggled with in the past, because I have a hard time, or I used to have a hard time with procrastinating things. But I definitely think that if I center my goals a little bit more, I'll reach them a little better. My second goal that I have for this next season of my life is to increase my spirituality. Now, I've always said in the past, you know, I want to grow a relationship with God. I want to get closer to him. But for some reason, I think it's called the yo-yo effect. When, you know, you're doing good, you're doing great, you're on fire. And this is not just for a relationship with God, it's for anything. Losing weight, you know, anything. And next thing you know, boom, you're falling off. So this season of my life, I've definitely been 10 times better with being committed to building my relationship with God, trusting in him, having faith, and doing things to really maintain my relationship. That's reading my word more. I've been praying. I've been loving being in my God's presence, experiencing him. Like it's a whole other level once you really commit yourself and you give your yes to the Lord. That's important. Giving your yes to the Lord, that's the most important part of maintaining your spirituality. So yeah, the spiritual journey for me has been awesome. And I think for anybody, you have to really get your mind into that place of wanting it. And I think that when you truly want it and desire it and come up with what it means for you, you'll be successful. For me, I think one of the things that I think about all the time when it comes to a relationship with God is knowing where I'll end up. Like, you know, when the world ends, when the Lord comes back, it's only two places you're going, you know? And for me, I knew I didn't want to go downstairs. So I'm like, I need to go back with God. So that's one of the focal points of my relationship, is like going back with him and spending eternity with him. That's the most important thing. My next goal is health and wellness. Now, I think that this is a goal that everyone should have, because it's important on maintaining your physical temples, right? So health is not just what you eat, it's also what you see, what you involve yourself in. It's really a total state of well-being, and a lot of different things contribute to that. So for me personally, I have to really make sure that I'm like, you know, decreasing negative images, things that I see on TV, social media, but also things that I eat, things that I let into my body. And that's also working out too, making sure that I'm maintaining myself physically, that I'm able to do things. I play an active role in the church. So, and also my job requires me to move around a little bit. So I don't want to do things that are going to, you know, inhibit me from carrying out normal day-to-day functions, being a wife, you know, taking care of my husband. So it's important to eat right, maintain your physicality, and you'll be set. And like I said, that's important for anybody to maintain health and wellness. That also, though, includes self-care. You want to take care of yourself. You want to do your hair. You want to get your nails done. You want to wash your face, take a bath, you know, things like that. And that's important, especially as a woman, you know, because we do a lot. We're ripping and running, especially those who are married. We're doing a lot to take care of our household, our husbands, our children. So it's important that we maintain those things, but keep God with you, and it'll all work out, okay? My next goal is writing things down. Now, I used to always say I wanted to keep journals, I wanted to keep prayer books, I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Never did it. But this past year, I've definitely been doing way better with like writing things down. Now, that's just, you know, that's just to keep myself organized, to be able to reference back at things. So I want to share with you guys what I have right now that I'm working on as far as writing. Now, in the past year, my notebook collection has gone from this to this, okay? But I just want to share a few things of what I have. This book right here, this is just a dollar store book, okay? $1 from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, okay? I'm not bougie over here. No. But this book is my spiritual dreams and visions. I prayed over this book. I want to make sure that when I have a spiritual dream or a spiritual vision, that I write it down, pray about it, and then whatever the Lord reveals to me, I'll note it in this book. My next book is my daily, I guess you could say diary slash like prayer book, prayer journal. So what I do is like I write things that have going on during the day down in this book. I write a scripture at the end to keep myself encouraged. I write prayers down, praises, and all that kind of stuff. So that is a really good thing to have. Also things that I'm praying about, I write down in here so that way, you know, when the Lord reveals things to me, I can go back and reference it, and then I can make a note of what the Lord revealed to me according to that day. And then the last thing, this is not my last journal, but this is the last thing that I have to show you guys, is my planner. Now, this one is a faith planner specifically, but I have one for like my day-to-day life. And it helps me organize with like my fasting schedule, my praying schedule, consecration, all those types of things. So I've really learned the importance of keeping notes, writing down tasks, goals, XYZ, because it really just, it makes your life 10 times easier when it comes to remembering, because I have a hard time remembering, but it's beneficial for me. All right. My next goal is understanding relationships. Now, I always told myself that like, you shouldn't always work on relationships with your significant other, but also like with your family members, with your friends, because relationships are interactions with all of these people. So when it came time to, so when I first got married or whatever, like, you know, I worked on our relationship, how to grow it, how to improve it. But then past that, you don't think about relationships with other people. So I want to really dive into, you know, understanding relationships of all different types. And so I'm reading this book, as you can see right here. It's called Relational Intelligence. I'm reading that with my husband. So I'm learning a lot of different things from that book as well. And I'm hoping to really increase my knowledge on relationships. So that way, when I encounter certain things or certain situations, I kind of know how to handle them, and I know how to look at them given the experience of what I know that relationship to be, or like what that situation to be, basically. And the last goal that I have, which I think everybody should have, again, is advocating for yourself, okay? You are your greatest advocate. No one else is going to advocate for yourself like you do. People are always going to try to tear you down. They're going to tell you what they think they know. They're going to try to rub their opinions all over you, tell you what they think is best for you. But no, cut that out, okay? Advocate for yourself. Something I used to never, ever, ever do. I was too timid, too shy, too, you know, I don't know, another word. I did not for the longest time know who I was, especially know who I was in God. I did not know who I was. Didn't even try to figure out what it was. I was just, you know, living life. And that was actually my ultimate downfall, because I wasn't able to advocate for myself. So when someone labeled me as this, for example, as, let's just say someone labeled me as a hypocrite, because I didn't know my worth, because I didn't really establish who I was like, okay, maybe you're right. But no, if you know yourself to not be something or to be something, then you have to declare those things, okay? So when it comes to advocating for yourself, these things could involve, like, you know, your education, your spirituality, your entrepreneurship, all those things. So the most important part for me that I learned a part of advocating for myself is knowing who I am, standing firm in that, being confident. All those things are important. But I'm excited about all my goals, my goal setting, how I'm going to achieve my goals, because they're all attainable. And I just have to make sure that I don't procrastinate. I stick to it, and I mean what I say, and boom, that be it. But in all these things, I have to remember that I have to do everything with God. And God kept reminding me that without him, nothing works. So through all the goal setting, all the books you read, and all that kind of stuff, you have to remember that God goes with you. But yeah, I want you guys to drop down below if you have any goals that you guys are trying to achieve within this next season of your life or the next year. I'd be glad to hear from you guys, but make sure we just stick to our goals. Make sure, you know, when things get hard, we actually run to God, we pray, we ask for strength, we do these things so that we're able to accomplish what we want to do here on earth, and do it with God, because that's the only way things will work out, okay? But yeah, I will see you guys next video. Don't forget to leave your comments down below, subscribe to this video, and I will see you guys later.